Started out in banking and then I moved to Chicago and worked in graphic design and on the sales side. And then I came back and worked in video production here in Des Moines. And then I was working as a marketing consultant. And I was at dinner one night with my family and I just made a joke about going to law school. And the next day my sister called my dad and she said, "I think Tim is serious." So my dad called me and he invited me to lunch, and he never put any pressure on me, but he said if I had the slightest itch that I should check it out. So I went and I got some books to study the LSAT, which is the test you take to get into law school. And as soon as I started, I knew that this was something I wanted to do. And there was something about the intellectual challenge that caught my interest at that time. And so when I decided to go to law school, I didn't want to follow in my father's footsteps. My father practiced as a patent attorney for 50 years. And I didn't like the idea of being in his shadow. And so I decided that when I went to law school, I wasn't going to be a patent attorney. But along the process, I started to gain interest in that area of the law. And that requires a technical or a science background. And so while I was in law school, I picked up a minor in physics and decided that being a patent lawyer was what I wanted to do. And at that time I decided, well, if I'm going to be a patent lawyer, I'm not going to work with my father. But as it turned out, I ended up going to work for his firm, which he started in 1956. I'd grown it to 20 attorneys, and while I said I was never going to do any of these things, it all turned out to be the best decision I ever could have made, because I got the opportunity to learn from someone who knew this area of the law better than anyone else. I got the chance to work side by side with him for 8 to 9 years, and I think it's strange how things you don't really think you want to do, they just fall in your lap, and it turns out being a great experience and a great opportunity.